We are back in the year 1987, continuing our look at the Silverhawks toy line by Kenner. Last time we took a look at the main villain of the series with the intergalactic mob boss, Monstar. This time we're headed back to the Silverhawks to check out the man who originally put Monstar behind bars, the Silverhawks commander, Stargazer, and his companion, Sly-bird, here on Creed's Collection. Hey, and welcome back to another episode of Creed's Collection. Today we're taking a look at Stargazer from the 1987 Silverhawks toy line by Kenner. Stargazer is the commander of the Silverhawks, as well as a professional detective and officer of the law. He seems to be from the city of Chicago on planet Earth, and his office on the Silverhawks base Hawk Haven is very much inspired by the 1930s pulp noir detective style. Being over 300 years old, Stargazer can be a bit cranky, and he mostly plays a mentor role for the young team of Hawks. He is still an excellent shot though, and very capable in a fight. Stargazer is an early form of the Silverhawk, so he is cybernetically enhanced with increased longevity and a telescoping camera eye that gives him increased vision. And now that we know a bit more about Stargazer, let's take a closer look. Stargazer very much has the style of a 1930s detective meets cyborg. I absolutely love the way the side of his head looks here. Even though it's bulky and it kind of hangs out of the back, I don't care. This looks spectacular. I also love how his skin looks compared to the gold vac metal chrome all over his cybernetic parts. His eye also isn't just for show. You can actually look through it. If you turn him around, you can see there is a viewfinder, and you can actually see through it. There's my finger, and that is a pretty cool feature. Although it does seem slightly familiar. Oh well. His suspenders and tie look very nice, and he's definitely one of the better dressed figures I've ever looked at on Creed's Collection. Also, the gold on his arm here matches his head very well, showing that at least this arm, in addition to his eye, is cybernetically enhanced. His other hand is normal, but it is sculpted open, so you can put an accessory in it if you like. As we come down to his slacks, you can see they look good, although it's weird that they're tucked into his boots, but somehow he makes this work. It shouldn't, but I actually kind of like it. You know, it just occurred to me that Stargazer is a cybernetically enhanced law enforcer with a telescoping camera eye. Who does that sound like? That's right, Quicksilver. I'm a completely original figure. There are no other Kenner toys like me. There are no reused ideas. Nope, none at all. Are you sure about that? Of course. What's that? Oh. You were saying? Alright, maybe I borrowed a couple ideas. You borrowed more than a couple. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and look at Stargazer's articulation. Here at the knee, he does have a 90-degree bend back, as you can see. And then here at the hip, he has a bend that can come forward 90 degrees. But it can only go back a little bit. As you can see, it goes about that far. His shoulder has a joint that can go up and around full 360 if you wanted it to. And then here at the neck, he can turn left and right. And that's it. That covers all 7 points of articulation for Stargazer. Now we're going to take a look at Stargazer's included accessory, his bird, Sly-bird. I think this is a beautiful sculpt. I love the details on the top that show he's a robot bird, the way the feathers are done. It's very nice. I really like the color as well. We'll flip him over here and you can see his talons that allow him to connect to Stargazer's arm and a better look at his face. And he also has a cool feature. If you look right here in his wing, he has a hidden magnifying glass that goes along with the detective motif. And guess what? It's fully functional. That's right, a fully functional magnifying glass is hidden inside Sly-bird's wing. That is super sweet, and now I see why they call him Sly-bird. As I mentioned just a minute ago, Sly-bird can be attached to Stargazer's arm, but I don't want to scratch his arm, and I'm also afraid I'll break his talons, so I'm not going to do it. Here's a quick look at Stargazer's copyright information. It's on the inside of his left leg, 1986, Telepix. And now for our He-Man size comparison. Stargazer is a little bit smaller than He-Man, but not nearly as small as I thought he'd be comparatively. And being way out there in the distant galaxy of Limbo, I imagine he's a lot closer to Eternia than we are. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch my toy retrospective for Stargazer from the 1987 Silverhawks toy line by Kenner. Stargazer is a very recent addition to my collection, and I am so glad I own him. I always wondered what he looked like up close, and now I know. He is flippin' awesome. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a thumbs up, and if you have any thoughts, please leave a comment. I love reading and responding to them. And while you're at it, if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. I'd really appreciate it. It would help my channel grow. And if you're feeling extra generous, please check out my Instagram. I do a retrospective on a toy from my vintage collection every Wednesday. So I hope to see you next week and every week after here on KREED'S Collection.